Good morning. Welcome. Let's start our day 2 of this month. In November, we're going to be the whole month, as every month. We've been doing, some of us, working on something in particular, but the first few days is going to be like just bringing some elasticity, some flexibility in the body. So today we'll be doing stretches over the whole body, just to start feeling also if there is any areas of the body that we need to work specifically. So if at any point when we're doing a movement or stretch, you feel like there's some tension or that it doesn't really feel right, then I would like you to focus more on the breathing at that moment. Perhaps the movement should be more gentle or even come out of the posture, and then just focus on the nice and long breathing. And when we're breathing long, then we start to be more aware of the body. And if there is tension, then that tension would release a little bit easier. So let's just find that comfortable sitting position. Bring the hands on your knees, and then just make some gentle movements, perhaps arching, twisting. And remember, as we try to bring the balance, if you twist to one side, then you twist to the other. If you arch the spine, then you round them. Always being very gentle with the neck. So if we bring the head back, the shoulders need to be back to support it. If we bring the chin forward, then bring the shoulders forward again. Good. And come back towards the center. Relax the shoulders. Bring the chin slightly towards the chest and close your eyes. Breathe in deeply. Aligning the spine, the neck. As we bring the eyes closed, we bring in more attention towards the inside, starting to notice much easier the way we feel, starting to connect to ourselves. Bring the gaze up, raising up towards that space in between the eyebrows. Finding some extra space in between them. Making sure there's no tension on the face muscles, on the jaw. Breathing with the abdomen. And start lengthening the breath, expanding as we inhale, and contracting as we exhale. And as we start becoming more comfortable, perhaps every now and then, check on the position of the spine and see if you can align it a little bit better. If you can lift from the top of the crown of the head a little bit more towards the ceiling. And making sure the shoulders are relaxed, the space in between the shoulder blades is nice and wide, relaxed. No tension on the abdomen. And with the next inhalation, bringing the palms together at the level of the heart, pressing gently hands in prayer position. And bringing attention to those two things that we want to choose today to say thank you for. As we build up our gratitude practice, it will become much easier to see the positive side of each moment, of each day. But in this practice, we only choose two things, different each day. And then set your intentions for this practice. Perhaps just to reconnect with your body, to notice how it feels. But you choose. And with the next inhalation, raise the palms up, chin up, head back. And exhaling, lowering the hands by your sides. Bringing the hands on your lap, relax the shoulders. And slowly bring the chin towards the chest. Breathe in deeply. Allow the head to hang freely. Keep the gaze up and one more round of breath. Good, and then engage the core. Inhale and bring the chin up. Open your eyes with a few blinks. Namaste. Thank you for joining. So we're going to start by crossing the legs on the other way. Good, and then from here, you're going to bring the hands on the knees and we rotate on one direction. So as we are coming forward, we bring the shoulders slightly back, chin up, and towards the left, exhaling round, extend the arms, and inhaling forward, exhaling back, and inhaling, breathing and moving, synchronizing to your own rhythm. Inhaling forward, exhaling, squeezing the abdomen. Back. One more. And then as you exhale, then start exhaling here on the center. Bring the chin to the chest, full exhalation. Good, and then inhaling towards the left and forward. And exhaling back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. In and out, and again fully out. Get an inhaling deeply, chin up, look up, tongue towards the upper palate. And exhaling, come back to center. Good, and then inhaling, bring the arms up, palms together. Exhaling, bring the fingers interlaced, the palms towards the ceiling. Arching the spine so you can reach even higher and try to straighten the arms as much as possible. Good, and then twist towards the right. Exhale. Inhaling, twisting with the hips, with the shoulders, and the neck just follows. And inhaling back. Exhaling right. Inhaling center. And exhaling left. And come back to center. Release the arms, exhaling. Good, and then shake. Shake the arms. Shake the fingers, wrists. Good. And then from here, let's gently stretch the legs. As we stretch them, then create some movement, bounce and shake, move your toes. Good, and then lay down on the mat. Bring the knees towards you, give them a hug and rock side to side. So when we're rocking, we're using this as warming up, but also as a recovery. So it depends how are your knees and how tight your thighs are towards you, then you would stretch more the lower back or massage the lower back rather, or more the middle back or more towards the shoulders. So I want you to start feeling that. So perhaps when the knees are more apart, then we are massaging more the upper back, the shoulder blades. When we bring the knees together, but they're not super tight towards us, then we massage more the lower back. When we bring them very tight, holding the elbows, then the tailbone is raising up and we massage more towards the middle part of the spine. So when I say rocking, you can choose, if I don't say any specific way of doing it, you can choose to hold in any of these three ways, depending on what do you need as a recovery. So now bring the feet down on the mat, feet hip width apart. Inhale and bring the arms all the way up. Perhaps the spine is arching and allow it to arch even more. Shoulder blades pressing down. Good, and then walk with the feet towards the hips a little bit more. Good, and then bring the hands towards the thighs and then by your sides, touching your heels. So similar to what we did yesterday, but now a little bit closer. And I would like you to keep the feet hip width apart and the knees as well. Perhaps as you try to come higher, just slightly, the knees want to come apart or slightly closer, but try to keep them aligned with the hips. So shoulders back and down, keep the fingers, even if it's just the fingertips touching the back of the heels, and inhaling, coming up, resting just on the shoulder blades, and exhaling, lowering down, squeezing with the abdomen. And again, inhaling, chin to chest. Make sure you don't look to the side when the hips are high. Exhaling, lowering down. Squeezing with the core. And then inhaling. And exhaling. Good, and then bring the knees towards you. Keep the hands down. And then move the knees side to side. Slowly. And you should feel the stretch, that extra space towards the middle of the spine. Good, and then from here, we inhale and raise the legs up as high as we can, the toes pointing, open the feet about shoulder width apart, and rotate the ankles in opposite directions. Keeping the core slightly engaged, shoulders in contact with the mat, the eyes soft, the jaw relaxed. Good, and then we swap directions on the other way. Breathing slowly. Good, and then from here, bring the knees towards the chest. Give a hug to your knees and rock towards your right side. Good, and then support the head with that bottom arm and align the spine. Align the hips and the knees. Support with the top hand, leaning slightly forward, and then stretch the top leg about hip height. Good. And then from here, we're going to bring the leg towards the back as you can, finding that stretch on the front side of the hip. Breathe slowly. Resting the big toe on the floor, trying to reach a little bit more back. Good, and then inhaling, bring the knee up as high as you can and the foot down. Just the big toe touching. Find the stretch on the back of the leg. Breathe slowly. Try to straighten the leg a little bit more. Good, and then inhaling, coming back to center, hip height, and then bring it all the way up. As closer towards you as you can. If that is about 90 degrees or a little bit less, that's absolutely fine. But try to lock your knee because there's no weight. It's absolutely fine. So we keep the leg as straightened as possible. Good, and then exhaling, lowering down. Good, bend the knee, rest on top of the other, and using your arms, bring yourself up to sitting and bring the legs towards the other side. And let's do the opposite side. So find that comfortable position first, then align knees and hips. Engage the core, inhaling, stretch the leg out, hip height, and then bring the big toe towards the back. Breathe slowly. Notice the work as well as on the front of the hip, on the glutes, nice and active, as we try to reach as back as possible. You can even bring yourself forward a little bit more to increase that stretch. Breathe slowly. Good, and then inhaling, bring the leg all the way up and as high as you can, and then rest the foot, finding the stretch on the back of the leg. Breathe in slowly. 2 more rounds of breath. Good, and then inhaling, bring it back to center, and inhaling, bring it up as high as you can with the knee lock, and always try to find what feels right for your body. Try not to compare yourself with what you did yesterday, what you were able to do. Just feel your body each moment, each day. Good, and then exhaling, lowering down. Bend the knee and rest on top of the other. Good, and then bring yourself to a sitting position, and then bring the knees again to the other side so we can come on tabletop. Bring the hands under the shoulders, the knees under the hips, and going side to side with the hips, softening the elbows, gaining control with the arms. Good, and then stretch the toes as much as you can, pressing with the insteps on the mat so there's not that much weight on the knees. Stomach in, and inhaling, cat-cow, warming up the spine, looking up. Exhaling, round, chin to chest. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. And one more, inhale and exhale. Good, and then we come back towards the center, and then we lower down the forearms, palms down, elbows, shoulders and wrists in line, and allow the spine to arch, the chest coming closer towards the mat, but keep pushing with the elbows so you're not collapsing down. It's a way of protecting the upper back. And then allow the head to hang freely. There's a little bit more space as we keep pushing with the elbows. Make sure you can look side to side, the neck is soft. Good, and then inhaling, looking up like in cat-cow. Good, and then exhaling, rounding, looking towards the back of the room, pushing against the floor. Noticing from the middle of the spine towards the neck. Exhaling, looking towards the back, pushed against the floor. Good, and once again, inhale. And exhale. Very good, and then bring the big toes touching, open the knees wide, sit back, cross your arms, resting the hands on opposite elbows, bring the forehead down, resting on your arms, forearms. Relax the chest, relax the hips. You can even bring yourself side to side slightly to create that extra space in the hips. And if you feel a lot of pressure on the shoulders, it's because you're not allowing the spine to be soft. Allow it to rest in that passive stretch. Good, and then next inhalation, come back, lifting up with the shoulders, with the arms coming up to sitting on your heels. Inhaling, bring the arms all the way up, arching the spine, and exhaling, lowering down, interlacing the fingers from behind, back, arching, bring the arms up from behind, and exhaling, coming forward. See if we can surrender to Mother Earth, bringing the forehead down. Perhaps if that's challenging, then just come as forward as you can. And to keep the balance, if the forehead can come forward, then bring the chin up and look straight. Now, wherever you are, engage the core and inhaling, come up to sit again, arch the spine, looking up. And exhaling, bring the chin to the chest, release the hands, the arms, and shake. Very good. Now bring the hands back to tabletop, the knees, tuck the toes under, and come into downward facing dog. Bending the knees one at a time. Good, and then find that comfortable position where you can have the same weight between the hands and the feet. Soften the elbows, relax the shoulders, bring the chest towards the thighs a little bit more. Good. But make sure that the neck is soft. Good. And then from here, we look in between the hands so the weight comes a little bit more towards the shoulders, and then we start walking forward. So to walk forward and try not to bend the knees, then lift the hips higher and then move the leg slowly. This might take some time to get used, and that's absolutely fine, especially if we have tightness on the back of the legs. So then stay there on your forward fold just for one more round of breath. Remember about grounding, pressing with your toes. Good, and then bend the knees, straighten the arms, palms facing each other. Inhaling, start coming up, looking up. Bend the knees, hips slightly forward. And exhaling, lowering the hands all the way down towards the heart center and by your sides. Good, and roll your shoulders back and down. Inhale and exhale. and then forward. Good, and then bring the focus to your gaze, and when you're ready to move, then shake the legs, the ankles. Good, and grab your blanket to get ready for your Savasana. Well done. Always feel good about your practice. Having the mind at rest so we can rest the body. And the more we rest the body, the more the mind can be at peace. Stretch the legs, the arms. Close your eyes. Chin to chest. Bring the gaze up. And remember, you can use any kind of props, a cushion, anything that would make you more comfortable, an extra blanket behind the knees. Try not to have support on the back of the crown of the head though. You can have it like on the curve between the mat and the neck if that feels like gives you a little bit more support. But try to be as flat and in contact with the ground as possible. And then relax the jaw. Relax the face muscles. Relax the whole body. And keep the awareness on your breathing. And then stay there for another 2 minutes in that peaceful Savasana, allowing your body to absorb all the changes. And after this Savasana, try to do some meditation, whether it's sitting or even laying down. Just keep the awareness on the breathing, the gaze up, and enjoy the rest of the session. I will leave you there for today, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a lovely day.